In May 1957, the quiet town of Hexham, England, was shaken by tragedy. Two sisters, Joanna Pollock, aged 11, and Jacqueline, aged 6, were walking hand in hand toward their church when a speeding car struck them. In an instant, their lives were gone. For their parents, John and Florence, the grief was unimaginable. The pain carved a hole in their hearts that seemed impossible to heal. But John Pollock, the girl's father, held on to a belief that seemed strange, even outrageous to most. He told his grieving wife, "They will come back. Joanna and Jacqueline will return to us." John was certain, not out of hope, but out of conviction. He believed in reincarnation and souls finding new bodies. Florence, deeply Catholic, dismissed the idea. To her, death was final, yet John would not let go. The year that followed was heavy with silence. The toys of Joanna and Jacqueline remained untouched. Their empty rooms stood as a constant reminder. Florence tried to move forward, but John clung to his strange faith. Friends whispered that grief had broken his mind. Still, he insisted they will come back. In October 1958, Florence gave birth again, this time to twin girls, Gillian and Jennifer. The moment John held them, his conviction only grew stronger. For to him, these were not just babies. These were the return of his lost daughters. His prophecy, he believed, had come true. As the twins grew, John and Florence noticed something unsettling. Jennifer, the younger twin, bore a birthmark on her hip, in the exact same spot where Jacqueline had a scar. She also had a mark on her forehead, identical to the injury Jacqueline once had. To John, this was undeniable proof. To Florence, it was too strange to ignore. At age 3, the twins began to surprise their parents with words that chilled them. They asked for toys they had never seen before, toys that once belonged to Joanna and Jacqueline. Not only did they name the toys correctly, they described how the older girls had played with them. It was as if they were remembering a life they had never lived. After the tragedy, the Pollocks had left Hexham, unable to bear the memories. But when the twins were 4, the family returned. That's when things grew even stranger. As they walked through the village, the twins pointed out landmarks with startling familiarity. "That's our school. That's where we used to play." They even identified the church where the accident had happened. Their parents exchanged looks of disbelief. Gillian often acted older than her years, mature and motherly, just like Joanna. Jennifer was more dependent and childish, exactly like Jacqueline. Their personalities mirrored the dead sisters so closely that even relatives whispered in shock. It was as if Joanna and Jacqueline had stepped back into the world through their sisters' bodies. One of the most disturbing signs was the twins' reaction to traffic. Whenever a car passed near them, they would cling to each other and scream. They spoke of nightmares where they were hit by vehicles. Florence, shaken, wondered, were her daughters reliving the fatal accident that had taken Joanna and Jacqueline's lives? Florence struggled to accept what she saw. Her Catholic faith told her this could not be. But John, resolute, saw only confirmation of his belief. The family lived caught between two worlds, one of faith and finality, and one of mystery and reincarnation. The twins not only remembered toys and places, but also events. Once, Gillian pointed at Jennifer and said, "You had the accident on your head." She referred to Jacqueline's old injury. Florence froze. These were details she had never spoken about to her children. But as the years went on, something began to change. By the time the twins were 7, their strange memories began to fade. They stopped talking about Joanna and Jacqueline. Their fears lessened. They grew into ordinary children, their uncanny connection to the past slipping away like mist in the morning sun. The story of the Pollock twins spread beyond England. Journalists, writers, and researchers traveled to hear it firsthand. Among them was Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist who dedicated his life to studying reincarnation. He interviewed the family, documented the details, and later published their case as one of the strongest examples of past life memory. Not everyone believed. Critics argued that John Pollock, so desperate to see his daughters again, might have influenced the twins unconsciously. They suggested that the memories were not real, but suggestions implanted by a grieving father. Others claimed the birthmarks were coincidence. Still, the mystery lingered. For those who believed in reincarnation, the Pollock twins were living proof. Here were two children who bore the marks, the memories, and the personalities of their deceased sisters. To them, this was not coincidence, but continuity, evidence that the soul can survive death. As Gillian and Jennifer grew older, they became distinct individuals. They no longer remembered their past lives, yet the mystery of their childhood haunted them. For years, they were asked about Joanna and Jacqueline. They admitted that they felt different, as if they had lived more than one life. Even today, the Pollock twins remain a case that science cannot fully explain. Birthmarks that match scars, memories of places they had never seen, toys they should not have known. Was it evidence of reincarnation, or the powerful imagination of children shaped by their father's grief? The case continues to inspire documentaries, books, and debates. It sits at the crossroads of psychology, spirituality, and the paranormal. For many, it's a story of hope, that death is not the end. For others, it's a puzzle that challenges the limits of logic. As adults, Gillian and Jennifer lived normal lives. But when asked, they admitted faint flashes of memory. Gillian once described scenes from Joanna's life that she could not possibly have known. Jennifer occasionally felt a bond to Jacqueline that was deeper than ordinary sisterhood. The Pollock twins story leaves us with a haunting question. What if our lives do not end at death, but begin again in another body, another time? Were Gillian and Jennifer truly the rebirth of Joanna and Jacqueline? Or was it all coincidence? We may never know the answer. But one thing is certain, the mystery of the Pollock twins will continue to fascinate, to divide, and to inspire wonder for generations to come. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us for more mysterious stories. Until next time, bye.